Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Welcome back, Deadheads. My name is Ronnie Hayes, your host here at Make a Path Presents. And for the new viewers, this is strictly a first impression of the trailer. I will have follow-up breakdown videos that go into great detail with actual images from the trailer. Last year I did about a dozen or more just on the trailer and predictions before the very first episode even premieres. So if you're a Walking Dead fan, kick your shoes off and relax, cause you're finally home. Now let's talk the first impressions of The Walking Dead Season 6 trailer. Alright, the first thing I noticed about the trailer is the story is starting off immediately after the Season 5 finale. The events of the Season 5 finale, because we see Morgan sitting down, we see Rick putting his hand on Morgan's map, and I love this idea, and I know a lot of fans are going to be thrilled that we're going to get that Rick and Morgan reunion conversation, I should say. Now, it looks like they might be remixing the Uprising part from the comic with Deanna still alive, because in the comic, the Deanna character, who's a man and his name is Douglas, he's not involved in the Uprising story in the comic book. So it looks like she might be, and I'm saying might be, alive during the Uprising. And also, they might even be doing the Uprising before the No Way Out story arc, because in the comic book, the Uprising comes after the No Way Out story arc. I also did notice, speaking of the No Way Out story arc, we do get images that pretty much confirm the No Way Out story arc, and I do have a very awesome video, not to toot my own horn, but a very awesome breakdown of the complete No Way Out story arc on this channel. Go ahead and check that out. But I do want to say there is enough in this trailer to pretty much confirm we are getting a No Way Out this season. However, I'll be dead honest with you, I didn't see enough to get thrilled about it. It was like barely there. But I'm fine with that, because I feel like that's something they're holding off. They don't want to just throw in our face. So I'm still excited about it. It's just from the trailer I didn't get anything that jumped out at me and said, holy shit. Moving along, I'm not buying the whole Rick versus Morgan stuff where Morgan is like, I can stop Rick, I know him. I believe there's going to be a lot of tension there, just not in the way it's being portrayed in the trailer. Now, another misleading thing in the trailer is when Glenn and Maggie are talking, and he tells Maggie that people are scared, and he tells her to keep an eye on her. Now, the camera shows Carol as if there's going to be some conflict within the group, and I believe they're just misleading us. I believe that at this time in the show, it's either the Pete shooting, the aftermath of that, or the wolves situation has got the people scared. And since Maggie is Deanna's assistant slash apprentice, he's telling her, listen, her husband just died, we're kind of under attack, her son died a little bit ago, keep an eye on her, because these people look up to her as the leader, and people are scared. So I think that he's telling Maggie to keep an eye on Deanna, not Carol. Another thing I think they're misleading us on is Morgan tells, it appears to be Rick, he says, you get the hell out of here and you never come back. The camera makes it look like he's talking to Rick, but I think he might be, or there's a better possibility that he's talking to a wolf, because it looks like in the trailer, wolves do get inside the walls of Alexandria, not in one cluster, but maybe in one here or one there. It looks like some of them breach the walls, crawl over the walls, but I believe that Morgan comes out because he already beat up the wolves, in Season 5. I think he's talking to one of those wolves, and he says, if you pursue this, you will die. You need to just leave and never come back. That's where I'm putting my money on. Now, in the trailer, Rick does this speech where he says, you're not going to take this community from us. Now, this is very exciting because this is ripped right out of the comic. Now, this makes the Uprising story official. It is coming to the TV show, because he said the same thing in the comic. He said, you think you're going to take this from Andrea? You think you're going to take this from Michonne? You think that you're going to take this away from Glenn? You think you're going to take this away from me? You don't know who you're dealing with. That's ripped straight from the comic, and that is exciting. Now, in the comic, he was talking to Nicholas, and because they're showing this new guy in the trailer who's kind of questioning Rick's leadership, and Nicholas had that showdown with Glenn already, I think, or at least I feel, they're going to remix that, and a different character is going to lead the charge on the show for the Uprising, and it won't be like the comic with Nicholas. I mean, he could be there, but I don't think he's going to be in the forefront. Also, Rick looks wounded driving the RV, and you see the RV with the balloons on it. It looks like they're setting that up for an ambush, which could be an ambush against the wolves. And we hear Daryl yell, they're coming in, and I believe he's talking about the wolves coming in. That's the altercation with them. We also hear a woman say, how many people are out there? Again, I believe that is dealing with the wolves attack as well. Now, from the end of season 5, we do know that the wolves are coming, and we see Rick and the group setting up the ambush. Like I was saying before, the one guy says, we're not ready yet, and Rick says, we're going. We see people in houses. It looks like Carl maybe is pulling a gun on maybe a wolf. They're giving us that feel. So these are the things I'm saying. Maybe wolves do breach the walls of Alexandria, and we have a longer battle than we did in the comic. In the comic, it was pretty quick. We see a guy on fire, and he's falling off. I have a feeling that has to do with the ambush they're kind of showing us a little bit of. So maybe some of the wolves do get, blown up, caught on fire, fall in the gate, and then they're burning walkers. That'd be pretty cool. And this is really exciting. They show us street after street filled with walkers. That is very reminiscent in the comic. After the fight of the scavengers, Glenn, Abraham, and the gang of them, they go and clear the streets of walkers, and they notice that there's just a ton of walkers coming as they round a corner. And this looks like this could be one of those scenes. I believe that quick shot of just street after street filled with walkers is confirmation that we are getting No Way Out. And if you're not familiar with the comic books, let me just tell you right now, be excited. Because No Way Out is probably one of the most epic storylines in the comic. It's definitely up there on a top 10 list. No Way Out is up there. We also see an image of Rick in the RV blasting away with his machine gun. That could be part of a trap. He's also injured, so he could be going out there, run into some trouble, and it looks like his hand is injured and it's all bloody. So I'm thinking that all happens all at the same time with the RV. Him driving it, the injury, getting it back for the ambush. They might even use the RV to kind of hold the wall. If the wolves do take one of their trucks and ram the wall, they could use the RV to support it, so walkers don't pour in. And then at the end, we get Daryl stuff. It's reminiscent of the Beth shit that we got at the end of season 5's trailer. I actually didn't like that. When we first got it, I'm like, oh. Because we got it at the end of season 5 trailer with Beth, and then we're getting this at the end of season 6. I mean, yeah, it was alright, but immediately I was like, oh crap, we're gonna have 1,000 people saying, look, they did that with Beth. He might either A, die, or Beth is alive and she is coming back. And I'm like, damn it, guys, she's dead. Just drop it. But a lot of other fans are talking about that is Dwight's ex-wife, Sherry, and then Amber. I'm saying that would be cool. You guys know I actually made a video talking about how I think it's a genius idea to bring Dwight in before he gets the burn. Then we lose track of him. The next time we see him, he has the burn and his woman is not his woman anymore. I think that would be amazing, and I think it's also awesome to take Daryl away from the No Way Out story arc and try to keep that intact somewhat from the comic book translation. Daryl's not in the comic, so if his story's going to take place with the Dwight character or with this new character outside the walls while No Way Out's going on in Alexandria, I think that adds another aspect to it that's pretty damn cool. So that's real quick what I'm hoping they do with Daryl there. There's nothing at all that confirms that is Dwight and Sherry and Amber. Nothing. I mean, it's just pretty much an impulsive fan speculation. However, I'm only bringing it up because I did make a video of it before. I think it would be awesome to see Dwight, a season or two before Negan even comes without the burn face. But I'm just also letting you guys know, realistically, there's nothing here to even come close to hinting that is actually Dwight. Nothing at all. That man could end up killing Daryl, taking his crossbow, and that could be the origin of Dwight on the TV show. And that's how he gets the crossbow in the TV show. He kills Daryl in season 6, and then later we see him show back up with a burn face and a crossbow, and he's Dwight. Now, my final thoughts, I absolutely love this trailer. This trailer was fantastic. It was very well done, and it was a lot better than last year's trailer. Now, last year's trailer was great, but it was so easy to watch it once or twice and piece together a lot of the story. However, this particular trailer, it looks difficult to piece the story together based off what they give us. They did a way better job, I believe, for the fans, keeping them in the dark as much as possible. Alright, Deadheads, I'm going to get started on the upcoming breakdown videos of the trailers. Have some patience, because I do like putting those together with the images, putting them together with really sound, realistic predictions. So again, have some patience, and I'll have those out to you over the weekend. But for right now, you can put your predictions in the comment box below. I got a lot more videos on Season 6 predictions, and I'll tell you this right now, guys, I feel very confident with my predictions at the end of Season 5 for Season 6. I talk about No Way Out, I talk about the Uprising, and I talk about the Wolves, and I'm still very confident in those prediction videos. So if you haven't checked those out, check those out. Put your predictions in the comments down below. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.